Okay, which moves us on to item 10, which is the Shapley Heath audit review. This is over to the executive.
Yeah. Thank you, Chairman. In September, I brought you a report about the way forward, having regard to the Shapley Heath audit report itself and some of the issues raised. Just to update you, we've had staffing committee respond to the audit request for a review of the staffing issues associated with it. Staffing committee, some members have had a very good discussion about the process of doing the review, and they've set up a panel to look at it. Panel's changed slightly in having regard to structural changes within the council, but the panel is now going to meet again to do a review and a feedback to staffing committee about what their findings are, they carried on, and the issues they're facing in doing their work. Obviously, it's not for Cabinet to comment on that. That's just for your background information where it goes. In terms of the Cabinet itself, the review was going to look at the work of Cabinet and also of the Opportunity Board and the interrelation between the two. Lessons learned as to, from the audit report, clearly things have gone awry. I think everyone accepts that. There's no dispute about that. There are questions asked about how that worked, what was followed through, what didn't happen, and what should have happened. And we asked for a facilitator review to be done. Just to let people know that I did approach the DCN initially for a response to District Council Network. It was done via a talk with one of the meetings I often have with them. Quite a few people thought it was a good idea to support us, but clearly District Council Network is actually quite a small network in terms of capacity. It's more operational functions rather than background. So I've turned to the Local Government Authority Association, which I did mention back in September as one of the people I could look at. Their background is unimpeachable because they are actually very politically neutral and they have associates that work with them. We did get an approach. For Mr. Turver's point that you talk about, he's gone, he talked about no record of any specifications, etc. Well, that's because he did an FOI request which looks at recorded information we hold. Of course, it didn't reflect the fact as I have been speaking to people about exactly what we need to do, and the budget would be determined having regard to whoever's brought in to do the review. We did have someone lined up, and indeed some members very helpfully helped me sort out dates when they were going to be free. It was going to be a review of individual talking to all of you, and collectively and individually. Unfortunately, that has fallen through, and I've shared that with the group leaders here and with Councillor Crampton. We've now got another person lined up from the LGA recommendation, a very good person, someone I didn't think was being available, but they've also pointed out that they can't deliver this until the December, January time. It's not the timetable I wanted it backed up now, and I'm sure you all did. That's what we're working to. But if you want to have someone good to do the piece of work, who we know will become with a completely open line and also very familiar with councillors and how councils operate, the person they've lined up is the right person. I'm just very sorry that the timescale can't be met, the one that I actually indicated to you and that I know that you all actually supported. So I will give more details to members, but I'm waiting for the LGA now to come back to confirm the final arrangements for that. What it is a facilitator, they call them associates of the LGA who's coming in. It's not expensive, but they'll give us a quote. I've got an idea in my mind what the budget was. And we always said that would be taken out of the legal budget we hold already, which was a small term budget. And when we actually get a specific date for those persons to come in, they will do. But the person involved is well familiar with members and is a very good facilitator and mentor. And we shall let you all know. But it's going to be the person they're going to look at is all cabinet members, all cabinet members, and all the opportunity board members who are on the district council. So they can actually get a paper of what did you think was going on, what do you think you should be doing, and how did you get information to make decisions. The idea being that this should never, whatever happened in Shapley Heath should never happen again, and that the controls are in place to allow full scrutiny so that people can ask questions at the right time. And as I said, it's not just about officers, it's about how members also see officers contributing towards that. But I think we all got to learn the lessons, whichever way you go. And certainly the current leadership team in the council is very clear that we will learn as officers from those lessons coming through to make sure, A, we get the right protection, but B, we actually make sure the project's delivered as expected and that members can see with more transparency if things aren't going right. And I think we already know some of those lessons, and the leadership team as officers are going away at the end of this month, and that's one of our sessions in the afternoon, to actually go through exactly what we know and what we could have done better had we seen it, and dealt with it that way around. But for members, it's also about how you scrutinise stuff, and again, what is your role coming through. So that will come back to you. So I'm hoping it'll be available to you, but as I've written to the 3 group leaders, we're not going to have the report now, the final report, until January. That is not because we haven't tried to get it, it's because of availability of people, and I'm sorry for that. It's not a timetable I wanted, but it's a timetable we have to live with if we want the proper people to help us out. So it will be done, and there's no way that it's going to be brushed away. That's the view. Thank you, Chairman.
Okay, so that item is for noting, but I will allow some comments because obviously it's quite important. Councillor Farmer.
No, just thank you to the Chief Executive for the update. I listened to all the words, but just for clarification, did I hear correctly that we are therefore hoping that this work will start potentially around the December period with a conclusion towards the end of January? Did I hear correctly?
The indication got from the LGA, the assessor's going to start doing the paperwork this side of Christmas, and that the interviews with members will be straight after in January. And I'm not looking at the end of January for a reply. I want a quick quote before that period of time, so we can get it sort of mid-January if possible. But again, I can't guarantee that, so take it with the spirit of what it's meant.
I understand that's indicative. Thank you, it's helpful.
Right, so I thank the Chief Executive for the report back. It's disappointing because we wanted to make sure that all the lessons to be learned were learned as soon as it's practically possible, but it's beyond our control. So it's for noting, okay.